Caitlin Clark has made waves in the sports world once again, but this time, it's not for her jaw-dropping performance on the basketball court. Instead, she's stirred things up in the world of sportswear, and the ripple effects are hard to ignore. Clark, known for her sharp shooting and on-court charisma, dropped a bombshell on Nike that left the brand reeling. All of this came in response to a surprising move by Adidas that caught many off guard. What started as a shift in the footwear game quickly became a chess match between two sports giants, with Clark's unexpected role at the center of it all. But before we proceed further, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Clark's connection to Nike was never just about the shoes. She's been a force in basketball, captivating audiences with her unique mix of precision and flair. Nike, like many, saw her potential early on and brought her into their fold. A natural fit, one might think. Clark's dynamic game and Nike's brand of athletic excellence. But in the world of sports, things aren't always as they seem. Just when everyone assumed Clark was locked into a Nike future, Adidas made their move, setting the stage for something few saw coming. Adidas had been quietly working on their strategy, waiting for the perfect moment to make a splash. They knew Clark was a rising star, and like any good competitor, they were watching from the sidelines, biding their time. When they finally made their play, it wasn't subtle. The move sent shockwaves through the sports apparel industry, and Nike once seemed caught on the back foot. Adidas had put their cards on the table, making it clear they were ready to challenge the status quo. Clark's response? Well, let's just say she didn't shy away from the spotlight. Known for her boldness, both on and off the court, she wasn't about to let this moment pass without making her thoughts known. In classic Clark fashion, she delivered her statement with precision. But this time the target wasn't an opposing team, it was Nike. Her words hit hard, and they hit home. She made it clear that loyalty in her mind was earned, not bought. Adidas' move had opened a door, and Clark was letting everyone know she wasn't afraid to walk through it. It wasn't just the shock of her words that caught people's attention, though. It was the timing. Nike had invested in Clark as one of their future stars, and to have her suddenly question that relationship, especially after Adidas' bold play, was a punch to the gut. But in typical Clark style, she wasn't just making noise for the sake of it. Her decision to speak out had a purpose, and it was tied to something bigger than just a brand logo on a pair of sneakers. Clark has always been someone who thinks beyond the court. Her vision of what it means to be an athlete goes beyond performance. It's about representation, influence, and integrity. Nike, all its dominance in the sportswear market, had some explaining to do, at least in Clark's eyes. The specifics of Adidas' offer weren't laid bare for the public, but it was clear that whatever they brought to the table had made Clark reconsider what she valued in a partnership. Nike, once the undisputed heavyweight in her corner, now found itself in an unfamiliar position, having to win back a star they thought they had already secured. The sports world loves drama, and this situation delivered. Fans, analysts, and even rival athletes weighed in on what it all meant. Was Clark truly about to jump ship? Was this just a power play to renegotiate terms? No one knew for sure, but what was certain was that Clark wasn't afraid to shake things up. In a world where athletes often stick to the script, she had flipped it, reminding everyone that at the end of the day, she was the one in control of her destiny. Adidas, meanwhile, must have been smiling behind closed doors. They had managed to do what few had thought possible, get Nike to sweat. Clark's potential defection was a huge win, regardless of the outcome. Even if she stayed with Nike, Adidas had made their point. They were here, and they weren't playing by the old rules. The sports apparel game was changing, and Clark was the perfect athlete to symbolize that shift. For Nike, this wasn't just about one athlete. Losing someone like Clark would be a blow, yes, but more importantly, it would signal to other rising stars that the old loyalty to the swoosh might not be as rock solid as it once was. Adidas had injected a level of competition that Nike hadn't faced in a while. The landscape was evolving, and while Nike had dominated for years, Clark's potential departure could mark a shift in the balance of power. What makes Clark's move even more intriguing is her sense of humor about the whole situation. She's not just a business-savvy athlete, but one with a knack for keeping things light. Even as the speculation swirled, Clark was seen cracking jokes in interviews, making light of her big decision and keeping fans guessing. It was a reminder that while this was serious business, at the end of the day, it was still just a game, and Clark knew how to play it. But beyond the humor, there's a deeper element at play. Clark isn't just another basketball player looking for a sponsorship deal. She's a symbol of a new generation of athletes who are using their platforms to push for change, not just in sports, but the business world too. Her willingness to publicly challenge Nike, a brand synonymous with basketball greatness, shows that she's thinking beyond just her career. Clark is looking to leave a legacy, and part of that means making sure that the partnerships she forms align with her values. The implications of this situation stretch far beyond just Clark and Nike. Other athletes are watching closely, particularly young players who are coming up in the game and looking to Clark as a role model. What does it say when one of the brightest stars in the sport is willing to question the biggest brand in the world? It signals that athletes are taking control of their own narratives in ways that were previously unheard of. For Adidas, this moment was golden. Their move may have started as a strategic gamble, but it has since turned into a PR coup. Even if they don't land Clark, they've managed to shake up the sportswear conversation in a way that few other brands have been able to. It's not just about the shoes. It's about making athletes feel like they're part of something bigger. Clark's involvement has made it clear that the battle for influence in the sports world is heating up, and Adidas is more than willing to take on Nike head-on. What's fascinating about this entire ordeal is the way Clark has positioned herself. She's not just a pawn in a larger game between corporate giants. She's the queen, moving with purpose and forcing others to react. The sports world is watching her every move, not just because of her skill on the court, but because of her savvy off it. She knows her worth, and she's not afraid to make others see it too. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. This isn't just about shoes. It's about power, influence, and control. Clark has shown that she's more than just a basketball player. She's a game changer both on the court and off. Her decision to challenge Nike, even if it was spurred by Adidas' bold move, speaks volumes about where the sports world is heading. Athletes are no longer just the faces of brands. They're partners in the truest sense of the word. And Clark, with her sharp wit and even sharper instincts, is leading the charge. In the weeks and months to come, the sports world will be eager to see how this all plays out. Will Nike manage to hold on to one of their brightest stars, or will Adidas pull off the ultimate coup? Regardless of the outcome, one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark has changed the game, and in doing so, she's proven that in the world of sports, it's not just about who you are. It's about knowing your worth and making sure everyone else knows it too. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. We thrive on your feedback, so be sure to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Until next time, keep discovering and stay tuned.